So this week's exclusive interview is with the incredible, larger-than-life Ashlynn Arias, aka Ashlyn. Fuck. So this week's exclusive interview is with the incredible and larger-than-life Ashlynn Arias, aka Ashlynn Arias on Twitter. At a young age, Ashlynn was introduced to computer games when she first discovered her father's stack of CD-ROM games. In 2000, she became addicted to The Sims and started diving into various gaming genres, including MMOs, click-and-point shooters, and more. Originally, Ashlynn was creating makeup videos for her YouTube channel, but when she went to her first PAX, she rediscovered her passion for gaming and started creating gaming videos. Now she's one of the hottest gaming vloggers with over 24,000 YouTube subscribers. Thank you for your time, Ashlynn.
Hi, thank you for having me here today.
So what inspired you to get into gaming, and can you tell us a little bit about your gaming background?
Like how you're saying, like I discovered my dad's stacks and stacks of gaming CD-ROMs, and he's really the one that brought me into it. Like growing up, he would always play video games, always, always. And for some reason, it was so entertaining for me to watch. It was just like a movie. So once he started playing it, I was like, I can play the video games too. And in 2000, The Sims came out, and that's when I really got hooked onto video games. And I was like, I could start playing different types of genres, like you were saying, like MMOs and first-person shooters. So the more games that came out, it was like, oh my gosh, like it was like another world of just like entertainment, and it was something that just got you hooked onto doing it. And the second question that you asked again, what was the second one?
If you could just tell us a little bit about your gaming background.
Oh yeah, so basically just that I love doing different. I pretty much don't have a specific type of game that I play. I pretty much play any game you throw at me. Right now, I'm actually doing Wolfenstein, so it's pretty much anything from simulation games to like first-person shooters to pretty much any really game. Like if you put it in front of me, I will play it and I will be in love with it, except for Call of Duty. That's the only game that I will not touch. I can't.
So did you ever end up playing any of the games with your dad? And if so, which ones?
You know, I never played games with my dad. You would think I would have, but I think I was just so kind of embarrassed. I was like, growing up, it was kind of something that I didn't really want to share with people that I was into games. I mean, I think back then it wasn't as much of as I guess like I feel like nowadays it's kind of cool to be nerdy in a way, but back then it was something that I really didn't like talking about or doing like gaming with my dad or anything like that. But nowadays, because I actually don't live with him or anything, I still kind of am like, Dad, I can beat you in any video game. So he's really into World of Warcraft, which I have yet to get in, but I want to. So hopefully soon I'll be able to.
Nice. And then you guys could play in the same clan and.
Yeah, he wanted to play GTA with me, GTA Online with me one time, and I was like, Dad, no, please don't, because it would be very embarrassing to play GTA Online with my dad with what goes on in that game.
So, which are your favorite games, and what game left the biggest impression on you?
Okay, so my favorite. Oh, hold on one second. My favorite game would be the Sims franchise. I don't like the Sims 3 because I just think that EA is completely redoing the Sims. Like, I feel like it's like a cash cow where they're just doing the same things over and over again. That's a whole other rant. But the game that left the biggest impression on me was a game called Grim Fandango.
Okay.
It was it's a click and point shooter. It was done by LucasArts, the same guy that did Star Wars and everything. And it was just one of those games where it was really a game that I felt back then was the first game to really showcase storylines and just character development. And it was just one of those games where you really felt, character emotions, and you just completely delve yourself into the game. Easiest way to put it. So that was the game that just, even to this day, I'm like, best game, hands down. Anytime anyone ever asks me, what's your favorite game? It's always that game. And that game was way back when I was like, I don't know, like 10 years old. And it was just one of those games that just forever left a lasting impression on you as one of the top games that you've ever played of all time. So
what exactly was like your favorite parts of the game?
Well, basically, Grim Fandango, for you don't know, it's basically where you play as a guy who is in what they call the land. Basically, it's like the land of the dead, where when you die, you go to this place. It's the land of the dead, and he was there, and you basically have to try to like everyone that goes there, depending on how good they were in their life, it's basically how you get to travel to the pearly gates. So he did pretty bad. So he ended up being a salesman who had to stay there and sell, all these nice tickets like trains or the walk or whatever to these people that died. So as the story progresses, he kind of learns that he was gypped, and it's just a really good storyline. I don't want to spoil anything, but if you ever want to play a great game that's just so story based and just awesome, it would definitely be that game.
Cool. So which game or genre do you really like but are embarrassed to talk about?
Okay. I am not really embarrassed about any games per se. I really am proud to say that I am a gamer and that I have knowledge of, all these different types of game facts and characters, and I can just sit and just talk about games for hours. I think that's pretty cool. I think, especially as a female, I feel like that's kind of something that's, maybe not as easy to find nowadays. So gaming wise, nothing really embarrassing, but a thing that I do that's pretty embarrassing, I can't believe I'm telling you, is it does go back to The Sims. I'm sorry for talking about Sims, but what I do, pretty much the most relaxing thing that I feel I could ever do is putting on some like jazz music or like classical like music that you would hear at like furniture stores and going in and just building houses and decorating them in the Sims game. It's pretty embarrassing, but for some reason it just is one of those things that just I feel so creative doing. I feel like I'm like this like house designer, so it's kind of sad. I don't tell a lot of people that, but I guess I'm telling you. And it's just one of those things that I can just do for hours, and it's so relaxing to me, and it's pretty geeky. It's level 10 geekiness. So
is that why you ended up creating that mansion in Minecraft?
Yeah, I had Sims music on, I'm not gonna lie, but I think whenever you're like in a situation where you're just building something out of nothing. And that's why I kind of like simulation games, Roller Coaster Tycoon, the Sims franchise, you name it, anything where you kind of start from nothing and you just got to build this crazy building, empire, theme park, whatever it is. It's just one of those things that I can just lose myself really into. Just listen to, I don't know why it's classical music, I have no idea, but it's the combination works for me.
Nice. So what are your biggest and most personal accomplishments as a gamer?
I'm really proud of myself for going into YouTube with it and expressing my passion for gaming through videos. YouTube is very, very challenging to start. Not only do you get frustrated about, I need to grow bigger and, comparisons and everything like that and trying to find out what's the hottest thing to do in gaming videos. So, really being able to accomplish goals. For me to be doing only gaming videos and, being a female in the community and having guys come to me and watching my videos versus maybe some other persons. To me, that's a huge accomplishment. To me, that's something that's a personal goal of mine. And I really enjoy it. Just like I said, YouTube's so challenging, and being able to, have self-discipline, enjoying games, but seeing it as a job is something that's a huge accomplishment for me. And I think that's a great goal that I'm trying to get down, definitely.
Cool. And so what was your first PAX experience like, and what about PAX made you want to switch into the gaming industry?
Okay, so PAX, if you haven't been there, is awesome. Basically, it feels like my home. It's just a huge complex full of indie games that are coming out. The developers are there. It's just a good time of everybody just wanting to look at video games and talk about it and just experience it. So when I went there, before PAX, I felt like there really wasn't any room in the video game industry for me besides just doing videos. But when you go there and you see all these games, it kind of reignites your passion for video games. I mean, as cheesy as it sounds, you go there and you look at video games and all you want to do is just go home and play video games. So going there, I saw people getting interviewed and interviewees, and I felt like, that would be something awesome to do, working with a video game company and I reached out to IGN and just, I got to see The Office and everything like that. So just maybe one day becoming like a video gaming host or a personality host for like a YouTube channel or a gaming company, being able to see that actually live at PAX was awesome. And, you really got to see that there was more opportunities and the video game world is a lot bigger than you think when you actually see all those companies there. So one day we'll see.
So are you currently working at a gaming company, or are you just or are you doing all of your gaming vlogging right now?
Okay, you know what? It's I actually had an office job a while ago, and I quit it so that I could focus full time on doing YouTube videos and taking the risk of trying to become a streamer slash video gamer slash video game vlogger. So that's pretty much my job as of right now. Yeah.
Nice. So what does well, first of all, for those in the audience that don't know much about gaming, what exactly is vlogging?
Okay, so vlogging is, people can say vlog or vlog, but it's just a video log of, anything. It could be, any topic in the entire world, as long as you're sitting in front of your camera, just talking to your audience. And just, a lot of people do vlogs about, channel updates or stuff about themselves or like a Q&A vlog, but it's just you in a video talking about whatever you want to talk about.
So now that you're vlogging full time, how often do you like have to, or how often do you do videos? How often do you need to like edit your videos? Like how much time do you spend doing all this work?
You know what? Right now, I am trying to do daily videos. With YouTube, consistency is the key to becoming successful. You can't even take, like, if you were to take a 2-week break, it's like you see the loss in viewers and everything like that. So it's very stressful in that sense. I would say you would probably have to do it maybe like once or twice a week. With the video game world, with my YouTube, I'm still experimenting to find out how many vlogs I can do in a week without annoying people and be like, why do you vlog so much? And having that balance between gaming videos and vlogging videos. But I would say vlogging is it's probably the easier of all the videos that you can make on YouTube. Just because it's very just honest. It's very you don't have to try to get gaming footage. You're not, you don't have to find a group of people to game with. But for me, for some reason, it takes me a couple tries to get down vlogging. I know it's supposed to be you just in front of the camera and it looks very easy, but sometimes you'll sit there and you'll just stare at a video camera for a few minutes and just like, what do I say now? But vlogging is definitely one of those things that you learn. The more you do it, the easier it becomes, and you feel more comfortable in a room by yourself just talking to a camera, and that becomes normal too eventually. At first it doesn't, but then you kind of get used to it.
So what does your daily routine look like?
My daily routine, every single morning, you try to wake up at 5 a.m., and then I'll look at the gaming news and see, okay, what's going on in the gaming news? Because gaming news updates happen so often, it's so sporadic, like there could be a gaming release or like a leaked trailer or whatever. So you always have to kind of stay on top of that. But editing in the morning and then getting the video out with YouTube, there's prime times of uploading. So for me, I would upload like 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 3 p.m. But there's a very small window in the YouTube world of when it's kind of like when everyone should be uploading for just the highest amount of viewers as possible.
Yeah.
So kind of working around that, and then gaming more towards the night, and then I just got into streaming. So streaming like at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and getting on that schedule of having people kind of know when you're going to be live and all that. And I just started, so I'm trying to stick to the schedule as best as I possibly can, for sure.
So how often are you trying to stream right now? Like once a week, twice a week?
Oh, every day. I'm trying to do it every day because I play video games every day. But to me, it feels a little different when you're actually live and you have an audience watching you versus when you're just at home, with no makeup on, you're eating Cheetos and you're just playing, games versus, you having to like look nice, do yourself a little bit up, and be live and have an audience actually watching you because you have a lot of backseat gamers. So I'm getting used to that. But I'm trying to do this every single day just so people, get used to coming to your channel. And it's all about, making yourself better and growing your channel up as best as you possibly can.
Mm-hmm. So what are some of your favorite games that you've been streaming lately?
I am doing Wolfenstein right now, and it is an awesome game. I love what they did with the cinematics. Every single talking scene with another character is just like a cinematic video. It's not, where you click and you're just reading through. So that's pretty awesome. And right when you think that it can't get any better, it does. So I stream a lot of that. I also stream a lot of DayZ. And that's always fun because you meet very random, odd people on DayZ, I've noticed. People that try to stream snipe you, which is when people see what server you're in, they try to kill you. They're very determined people. And when we try to do bait games on DayZ where I act helpless on the road, I have people friends with me that have guns, and it hasn't worked yet. We haven't figured out how to do this yet. We fail every time, but very fun games to stream on Twitch.
Because I noticed in one of the DayZ games, one of your teammates, he had his neck bent really oddly.
Yeah.
It looked like it was snapped.
Yeah, it's still in alpha mode, so there's definitely a couple bad things that go on in DayZ glitch wise. But I mean, it's a fun game when you're in a group of people. It's just, people like to call it the running simulator because you're just running for literally 10 minutes at a time. And that's why it's kind of good for streaming because, as you're running, you get to talk to your chat, you get to kind of look at it. There's not so much going on like in Wolfenstein. It's just, you literally can't look away because it's there's so much happening. So it's both very good games to stream on Twitch.
I haven't played DayZ yet, but I've seen it. I've watched it, and in DayZ it's really funny because you're trying to run uphill and you're getting exhausted. And there's zombies chasing after you.
Yeah, or people chasing you. People will get so determined to chase you for forever. I had a guy chase me for 30 minutes, and I was just running away from him, and it's and I was like, why are you doing this? But definitely being a girl, especially in DayZ, is another feat in itself because people tend to either really like you or they tend to just hate you completely. So it always makes for an interesting stream, for sure.
So your first YouTube video was Walking Dead review. How do you compare your first gaming vlog to your more recent vlogs?
It's pretty embarrassing. I felt like when I first did it, like I was telling you, vlogging takes a while to get used to. When you first do a YouTube video, you really have no expectation of what it's going to be like. For me, it's still embarrassing to watch them. I never go back and watch the old ones. But I remember the first one I did. And, that's when you really try to figure yourself out. I feel like now I know a better concept of who I am because of vlogging. Expressing yourself in videos and then seeing it back and seeing how you talk about things. I definitely feel a lot more comfortable than I did back then. And I think back then I was just I think I was more trying to go with what everybody else was doing and how everyone talked and what topics they talked about. And I feel like now I really can say my own opinions and really make my videos unique by just being myself. Whereas before it was a little more difficult when you first start out.
I also noticed that your bedroom setup is a lot different.
Oh yeah, I moved since then. That was back in my parents' house, and that was when I kind of had to hide my vlogs and stuff. So I felt like I wasn't as loud or as expressive as I am now. But I probably will do a video where I watch back my old vlogs and just sit here like this the entire time. But yeah.
I think one of my favorite vlogs that you did was you were in your office and you're like, I have 15 minutes before I leave, so I'm just going to vlog.
Yes. That was back at my old job before I quit it, and that was kind of you kind of get addicted to vlogging. You meet a fan base of your people, and you know that they want you to talk about a certain topic, and it's your entertainer, but at the same time, you really try to be yourself and express yourself as much as possible. So that's why kind of vlogs are kind of cool. But yeah, that I tried hiding. Someone saw me, but I didn't stop.
So every once in a while, you ask strangers on chat roulette to do funny things. How many people do you need to talk to before you find enough material for your chat roulette vlogs?
Those chat roulette vlogs are probably 5 minutes in the video, but it takes me maybe a good 3 to 4 hours to get enough footage, just because so many people on chat roulette, honest things, but you really have to, like, I can only do it for so long because it really gives you a headache at the very end. The amount of just people that you meet that just do weird things or like half naked from the bottom down. So it's a lot of that. I know chat roulette and Omegle are kind of like, where people go to do whatever. But so it does take a while because, getting in conversation with a random stranger and having them talk to you long enough to, do random things or, get those reactions. It takes a little bit of conversation. They don't do it just right when you meet them. So it does take a while. The people want to talk to you, and then you meet cool people to have conversations with. So probably about 3 or 4 hours to get maybe like a 5-minute video where I cut out, just different reactions.
Which was your favorite co-op game that you recorded for your YouTube channel?
As of now, I think it'd probably be GTA, just because there's so many things to do in that game, and it's so popular right now on YouTube that it's just everyone wants to get involved in it, and with races that you can customize, and then just little things that people do, especially because people are getting more into games, so people that have never played the game are wanting to play. So I have a lot of my friends that have never played before, and they do little things like they'll be in a helicopter with us, and they'll accidentally press like Y, which is to jump out, and they're like, no, I didn't know that was it. So it's fun to do co-op wise, just because there's so many things to do, and they're releasing new DLCs for it and updates, and soon heists are going to be available, so that's going to be huge on YouTube for sure. So right now it's fun getting different personalities and different people to get into your group and see how everyone interacts. It's always a good time.
So you still don't want to do GTA with your dad?
No, because it would just be embarrassing. Because yeah, there's a strip club there, and he would just be so weird, and like he would probably drive really bad, and like the shooting scenes and everything. Like I'm like, just Dad, no, please don't, no, thank you. So that'll never happen.
So your ethnic background is a mix of Mexican and Korean. When you were a kid, you pretended to be Italian or French instead. In what ways have you come to embrace your ethnic background?
I think now I see it more of as like a unique kind of trait. I think because I put myself out there on the internet and people know that, hey, you're a Mexican Korean, I've got a lot of compliments of, that's really cool, that's really exotic. And I felt like back then it was just something weird. I felt like because I wasn't able to embrace either cultures, my dad he doesn't really embrace his Mexican side. Like he doesn't know Spanish, he doesn't really know Mexican food. But my mom is very, she knows her culture very well, and she's Korean. So I wasn't really able to relate to any of them. I never got to really dive into either culture. So now that I'm older and I can kind of like research stuff or experience stuff, to me I feel like I said, because I'm getting people saying that's actually a really good thing to be, something that I can embrace more, and like now that I'm older, it's something that's, oh, hey, that actually is pretty cool. When you're younger, you're just like, no, I don't know why, I don't know what I am, and everyone has their set culture, and you're just like this mix, but you kind of know what's going on later down the road, and kind of embrace it a lot more.
So are you trying to like embrace the culture more, the food more, like trying to talk to more Mexicans or Koreans? I feel like Koreans might be hard to find, but
yeah, I think it's just me wanting to travel to Mexico or Korea, and back then I felt like maybe it was a thing of I saw people that were like that were French or Italian. I'm like, oh, that's so exotic, and I want to be that, versus my culture. So I think being able to, now that I have a closer relationship with my mom, and she makes more Korean food, and she talks to me in Korean, and meeting different people that are full Hispanic or full Korean, and just talking to people about cultures, and you just kind of, you're a sponge really, you just kind of soak it all up, and you get a better concept of both cultures in a way, versus when you were little and you were a child and you just didn't really understand any of it.
It's a pretty cool mix, I've got to say.
It's interesting, yeah. Everyone's like, that's really weird, that's really cool though. So it's awesome. I embrace it now, definitely.
So you spent 2 years learning kickboxing for self-defense purposes.
Yes.
Which kickboxing belt did you reach?
I actually never reached any belts. I really did it for cardio purposes, and just being able to defend myself should anything happen. And it was something that I really enjoyed doing. It was probably, I mean, it was before YouTube, so it was kind of like my very first hobby that I did. That I felt like, okay, I'm starting from basically step one, and you grow and develop as a person. I felt like kickboxing taught me so much self-discipline, and learning different techniques and becoming better, and you see the development coming. That's really why I enjoyed it. The only thing is it's very expensive, kickboxing. It was like $150 a month or something. So it was a hobby. It was an expensive hobby to keep up, especially when you had your parents paying for it, and eventually they're like, no. But it's a great sport, and sports are definitely something that I've always enjoyed doing. So kickboxing, when that came up, it was something that it was really, really fun to do.
So do you still remember any kickboxing moves?
Oh, yeah.
Can you show us some of them?
Yeah, let me punch. But there was a lot of shadow boxing and stuff like that. So that I'm not brave enough to do that on webcam yet. But it's learning to kick the right way and punch the right way and everything like that. I know how to do. we won't show you, but I got it. We got it down.
If you could spend a day with your celebrity girl crush, Olivia Munn, what fun activities would you two do together?
Wait, what kind of duties?
If you could spend a day with your celebrity crush, girl crush, Olivia Munn, what fun activities would you two do together?
Honestly, I feel like I would just want to walk around with her. That would be like enough for me. She is really my celebrity girl crush, because she's really been the one to, I guess she was kind of the one to inspire me into gaming, or more so gaming video hosting. She did Attack of the Show, and she was just this personality that was really herself and wasn't embarrassed to, talk about video games or be silly and be weird. I think that's where I get a lot of my personality from, of just, being true to yourself and just being that kind of quirky kind of girl. Is kind of cool in the end. So I'd probably just walk around with her. I would be fine doing anything with her. I mean, I would even want to go shopping. Just can we just sit and sit on the beach and have a picnic and tell me everything about gaming hosting and being you, and because she's I know she's mixed ethnicities as well, so I was just really able to relate to her as well. So I think I would just talk to her. That'd be enough me.
That's super cute. And actually, did you get inspired to dress up as Princess Leia for May the 4th Be With You, based on Olivia when she dressed up as Princess Leia for On Attack of the Show?
I wanted to pick a character off Star Wars that everyone would recognize. So the second I was like, do you know what day it is? By looking at me, people were going to be like some guy said Labor Day because I was wearing white. So just picking from, Star Wars characters, Princess Leia was the first one to come to my mind, because, she's a leading female character in the series. And it was a lot than dressing up as Chewie or R2-D2, because that wasn't going to happen. So Leia was very easy to cosplay, and it came out as a success.
Nice. I feel like if I could find the outfit for her, I probably would have done an Ewok.
Yeah, trust me, I would have done that, but I was I worked with what I had, and I was nothing in my closet resembles anything of an Ewok, so we're going to go with Princess Leia.
Which tattoos do you sport, and why did you get them?
I am a very impulsive person, so I tend to get them off of a whim, which is pretty bad. But I express my what's it called? I love that I'm impulsive. But I have a half sleeve done. I'd have to take off my shirt to show you, but it's basically it's a half sleeve. It has a foo dog on it, which is in the Asian culture, it's protector. Mm-hmm. And it actually has a script, and it says "Angels watch over me." And the reason why I got that was because I felt like there was a lot of times in my life where I literally just felt like there was someone helping me. There was an angel that was watching me. There's been times where I've almost been into really bad car accidents. I just really felt like someone was watching me, throughout my hard times where it was just emotionally just hard, growing up and everything like that. Or, situations you get into and you're like, oh, wow, that would have been really bad. I just felt like it, and I felt like that was something that I really wanted showcased on my arm. And I also have my entire side done, which is it's the Korean, it's dahlia, which is the Mexican state flower, and a blossom, which is, in Korea, it's like the Korean country flower. So I really wanted to put both my cultures somehow, resembling on my body somewhere. So I have that. And then when I was 16, this is how impulsive I am. We knew a guy who did tattoos at his house. And he was this young kid from high school. He did it with like a guitar string. And back then I was like, we really want tattoos because we'd be so cool. 16-year-olds in high school tattoos. So I have a star on my hip that's very, it looks like it was done by a 16-year-old. Or let's say 18-year-old. Let's give him a little more years. But I got that done. It's not as bad as you think, but it's yeah. So we got those done. And that's pretty much the impulsive story of my life.
I feel like,
and none of them are done. None of them are finished.
I feel like based on impulses, they all have pretty good stories. So
yeah.
I feel like there's still a lot of thought behind it before you actually get it done.
Yeah, I think I'm one of those people. As sad as it kind of is, but I feel like, I live my life as it is, and if I get a tattoo that I maybe am not, don't like, you can always change it. You could always get it removed. They have technology now where you can do that kind of stuff. But, it makes me kind of who I am. I know a lot of girls when they get scars or whatever, it's kind of like an embarrassing thing, or they want to hide it or whatever. But for me, it's just like, life goes on. And I have a story for every single tattoo, and it means something to me at the end of the day.
Oh, so what are some of your favorite shows on Netflix?
I will always be a fan of The Office and Breaking Bad. I used to like Walking Dead very, very much until these past 2 seasons where it's just been just all about the drama, not the zombies. Yeah. I'm a very huge zombie fan. Huge. But Breaking Bad was phenomenal, and The Office will always have my heart. It's a series that ended so long ago, but the humor of it is so timeless that I watch it at the gym. I watch it now. It's just so comforting to watch. It's just one of those series that you can watch over and over and over again, and you'll still laugh every single time.
So you mentioned that you're a huge zombie fan. So if a zombie apocalypse broke out,
yes.
What's like your plan of action, and like what kind of supplies would you get?
Okay, so what I would have said if you would have asked me this probably last year, I would have said go to Costco, because I feel like there'd be people that would go, like, I feel like people's first instinct would be to go there, because there's everything you could possibly imagine. But then it's like one of those places would get overrun by like idiots that would be trying to get in and everything. But I feel like I would honestly probably, it seems like a bad idea, but I think I would hide in my apartment. Just because I'm on the 3rd floor, which is the top floor, and we have a locked gate, on the outside, and then all the other doors are locked by codes. Mm-hmm. So I could always jump out if I need to. We're like 3 floors high. But, I think I would take it day by day. I feel like nobody could ever have a plan in the zombie apocalypse that would just work out. I feel like, if you had a really awesome, like, hideout, like, eventually people would find it. It would just be one of those things where you would literally have to do it day by day. So we'll see. But I actually always have dreams about zombie apocalypses too, which gives me a little practice.
Same here. In my latest zombie dreams, I actually just go through supermarkets and I grab supplies, and I've gotten really good at it. So I'm like jerky and ramen and water, and I'm like,
I got this down. I got practice. Next time I go to the supermarket, I know exactly where to go and everything. Yeah, but it's one of those things that you are just terrified of, but the idea of it, I don't know if you've ever played the Walking Dead video games by Telltale. Those are awesome, just because you're really understanding how many difficult choices you have to do in an apocalypse, whether it's taking people in or killing people that have gotten bit, or, when do you go for supplies, or, all those kind of crazy decisions like that, so.
So say a zombie broke out, like, not last zombie question. But,
no, I love talking about zombies, keep going.
I do too. Say a zombie broke into your room right now, yes. What is the first weapon that you would be able to grab? Or use against the zombie?
You know what? I actually have scissors right here, and then I have a chicken nugget box. That won't do me any good. But yeah, I actually think I'd use my fist of fury, and then maybe the scissors down the road. But I actually, you know what? To be honest with you, if a zombie came in here, I don't think I'd try to fight it. I would just run out the door. I'd be like, I'd grab my dog, run out the door, and just be like, zombie! I mean, I don't even know how you'd alert people. People would probably think you're crazy. But yeah, I would just close the door and then just call the police. I guess that's what you're supposed to do. But I would run. No, we wouldn't fight it. No. Mm-mm.
And do you have a favorite zombie movie?
Geez, I'm not really into zombie movies as much as I'm into games. Just because I think with a lot of horror movies, they try to add a bunch of extra stuff that's not really needed. Like, I feel like a lot of horror movies have so much, like, sexual content. I feel like you roll your eyes at some of the stuff. But video game wise, is definitely be Telltale Walking Dead, or Left 4 Dead, Dead Rising. All good choices.
So how did you come up with the term Unicorn Army for your Twitch stream, and are there different unicorn statuses?
There's not any unicorn statuses yet, but I thought of it because I kind of felt like when I stream, people would always tell me, oh, you made my day, I was going through something so hard. I felt like, the term unicorn is something that's, like, rare. I felt like being unique in a way, and I felt like everyone that goes there were just kind of like a unicorn family. I always thought I was kind of, like, expressed as a unicorn because, like I said, my culture, and I'm this girl in this gaming community, which at the time I thought it was super rare, but you're starting to see more girls get into gaming videos and everything like that. So that's how I always thought of myself as a unicorn in a sense. So when I did streams, everyone that came in, I'm like, we're all like unicorns, we're kind of like, maybe not, we're maybe like the underdogs, or maybe people that, like, maybe aren't seen as unique, but we see ourselves as unique and everything like that. So I thought, the term unicorn, how I express myself as that, and then having, like, a family, I can call the Unicorn Army or Team Unicorn and everything like that. So that's how that came about. I just wanted a term to, like, say what my fans were without being like, oh, you guys are like my fans. So we call ourselves the Unicorn Army.
Would you ever consider doing kind of like a Unicorn Army meetup?
Oh yeah, of course. I feel like I'm not there yet. Size-wise, I feel like I'm still this little fish, So I don't think there'd be enough people to do that. But one day, when I feel like I've been accomplished enough or reached that, the higher goals that I have, definitely, I would love to do something like that. I just don't think anyone would show up. That's all I think.
So you mentioned higher goals. What higher goals are you referring to?
I would love to see the day that I hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I think 100K is really when I could say I'm an accomplished channel. I'm a successful channel. Right now, I still say I'm growing, but I think once you hit the 100K, people really start seeing you as an actual, real YouTube channel. I think 100K, and then obviously 500K, and then a million. 100K, I believe you get a plaque from YouTube when you hit that number. I hope they're still doing it because I would love to get one of those. But it's kind of like I said, I think it's kind of when you're really seen as a successful, real channel on YouTube.
Well, I think you're doing pretty amazing. I mean,
you
have so many followers and people watching your videos, and like I saw one of your videos already have, I think it was like 66K views. So I'm like, that is ridiculously amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. It's definitely just so humbling, and it's so awesome just to see, people be like wanting to come out to your live streams and spending their night watching you, or spending time watching your videos, and watching every single one. So it's a great thing to do. It's awesome. So
what is the silliest thing a fan has ever done to get your attention?
People give me a lot of pickup lines. No one's done anything like crazy, like make a video or anything like that, but people definitely they try to be smooth sometimes. Like, people will ask me on Twitter, like, hey, I have a question for you. Can you DM me and follow me? And then you'll follow them because you're like, oh, what's up?
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, so how's your day? So you got a boyfriend? People will sometimes think that the way to your heart is done by cheesy pickup lines and just over, saying something to you every day where you're like, hey, I'm gonna have to block you. It's getting kind of weird now. So just stuff like that, just harmless little things like that.
I kind of wish I knew a bunch of pickup lines off the top of my head. I'm really bad with jokes and pickup lines. Like, I know other people could do them, but all I can think of is like the one that, like, where the girl falls down from heaven and all.
Oh, you should talk to some of the people that like message girls on Twitter. I mean, the things people come up, like, I've got Pokemon pickup lines, like hey girl, can I use my Master Ball on you? I've got a bunch of that. So just be cheesy, you know. Those are probably the best ones.
If you could play a real life version of a game, which would it be and why?
You know what? I think I'd probably, just because she's a leading female character, I think I'd be Tomb Raider, Lara Croft.
Nice.
Just because her, like, athletic skills are so intense. Like, she fights off all these guys, and she's just this little thing, you know, she's not, like, this huge, massive, like, muscular person like a lot of video game characters nowadays. A lot of male characters are just so bulky and everything like that. But I would love to be her just because she climbs cliffs, she does all these jumps, she goes on all these adventures and everything like that, and goes around the world and, you know, uncovers treasures. And I think that would be something I would love to do, and be her little tiny frame with her proportions, definitely. That'd be awesome to do. Male character-wise, I think I'd just like to be any video game character where you're kind of the underdog, and you're not really seen as this, you know, this massive hero, but at the end of the story, you become this, like, awesome person, it's a hero, and you save the day. So any story like that. But Lara Croft, for sure.
Especially since in her latest, I guess, game renditions, they've kind of made her into a more realistic character.
Oh, yeah.
That, like, people
from what she was before and everything. Yeah, and she, you know, and I think that's awesome how she's this leading gaming character who's been around for so long, you know, in a world where a lot of video games don't have a female character that's the lead because they feel like a lot of guys won't play it. Mm-hmm. Since the video game community is so male-dominated, there hasn't been a lot of leading girl characters. So Lara Croft has just been timeless, and I respect the fact that she's still, you know, people are still buying the video games today from where she came from. So that's pretty awesome.
So is there any advice that you'd like to give to future gamers or aspiring YouTube creators?
I would say consistency is key. Don't ever give up. Don't ever doubt yourself. Just be yourself. Put yourself out there, and I promise you good things are going to come from it. I mean, like I said, YouTube's so frustrating at times where, you know, for even me, I sit here and I think, wow, like, I'm not good enough, or I need to do this better, and it just gets you down. But, you know, you keep going with it, you just believe in yourself, you trust your instincts, and you do what you love to do. Don't try to be anybody else except for you, because in the end, if you try to be somebody else, and you try to be like another YouTuber that you see, or fake your personality to not be who you are, in the end, you're just going to be done. You can't do that for so long until you're just like, I don't even have fun with this anymore. Be who you are, be consistent, and I promise you good things will happen with YouTube.
And is there anything else you'd like to share with our readers? Any shout-outs? Or I guess not readers, listeners in this case.
Be sure to stay and watch this lovely lady. And definitely, if you guys are thinking about doing YouTube after, you know, seeing YouTubers come on and be interviewed by her, like I said, just do it. Don't doubt yourself. Don't be like, tomorrow, we'll do it. Tomorrow. Just do it. Just whatever goals you have in life. Like I said, I quit my job to do YouTube, and I'm starting to slowly see, you know, rewards coming from it and everything like that. Just follow your goals, follow your dreams, don't give up. Sounds cheesy, but it's very true. Just stick with it. That's not it.
So thank you for your time, Ashlynn.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
And thank you guys for checking out Gamer Compatible. If you want to know more about Ashlynn, you can follow her on Twitter at Ashlynn Arias, or you can check her out on her YouTube channel at Hello Gamer Girl. Yes. And if you want to check out more exciting gaming interviews, you can follow us on Twitter at Gamer Compatible, or on Facebook at Gamer Compatible as well. So game on and signing out. And thank you again for your time.
Yeah, no, thank you. Bye.
Bye.